kind of slam it a couple times. If you can slam it a couple times into about the shape that you want, it just gets you part of the way there. Slamming conditions the clay, it softens it. And I just like to use this little tool, this little technique of gently slamming the clay around. Okay, now, generally, we're going to start with the ram's head. The ram's head is the symmetrical way of wedging. So, first of all, I've got my feet open. Either they're front and back, side to side, or the other side front and back. I'm just going to start here. I'm bringing my arms in. My elbows are coming in front of me. My upper arm bones are grounded into my rib cage. I'm going to bring the heels of my hands here together. So heels of my hands are together and they're on the top of the clay right here in front of me. So this is like 6 o'clock. Here's 12 o'clock. So I first connect to my hara, deep in my belly. This is kind of like making a J. I go down and out just a little bit, and then I'm going to pull it back towards me. Okay? So let's do that again. Heels of the thumbs together. What do you call that part? I don't know. The part of your palm that's underneath your thumbs together, and I'm going to push. I'm kind of aiming for the center. Like if there's a center point here and here, I'm kind of aiming for it. And just notice, first of all, I've got my fingers on the sides here, and they're going to keep this from turning into a long, skinny hot dog. I don't want that. I want it to stay as a ball. I'm not pushing very far. Let me get to the side here a little bit. Okay, so from my hara, my arms in, and what I do is I'm just leaning forward. I'll air wedge here for a sec. I'm just leaning forward and my upper body is translating my weight from my elbow, through my wrists into the clay. Okay? Fingers rotated up as close together as I can get. You can breathe a little more naturally. Remember to keep your hands on the side, containing it. And then find a rhythm. I'm shifting my weight from my back foot into my front foot. And I'm really thinking about my hands moving into the center of this mound of clay. Okay, now after a while, the ram's head gets very tiring. So let's just say we're done. Let's just say we're done. I don't really like doing the ram's head by itself. It doesn't feel great on my body. Body comfortable, I'm done. What I'm gonna do is roll this back, and I'm pushing down and rolling back when I do that. And that gets this lip that formed to integrate. Now I'm gonna take my dominant hand, that was this side, my dominant hand, and I'm gonna pick it up, and that becomes the top. I slam it, and then if this is turning on the wheel, let's highlight this lip that was there. That's the spiral. When it comes around, I'm going to be compressing this into the mound, okay? So that's how my spiral is set up to help me. If I were to make my non-dominant hand the top, then when I compress here, it would be basically unwrapping this. So I'd be going against the work that I just did. Okay, that's why dominant hand side is the top of the clay. Okay, now we're gonna do it again, and we're gonna learn spiral wedging. Spiral wedging, the way that I do it, I start off with the ram's head. So let's do that again. Start off with the ram's head, pushing into the center of the clay. You want it to kind of look like this, these layers. And now, here's how to start spiral wedging. We're going to fan dominant hand. We're going to use the fingers of the other hand to tilt this up so it comes up onto the lip, right? So here it's lying flat, here it's up onto the lip, and then we're going to give it a 45-degree angle turn. So instead of the ram's head pointing to 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock, now it points to 2 o'clock and 8 o'clock, or 10 o'clock and 4 o'clock, depending on which hand your dominant is. Okay, so here we are. Same thing. So that's the symmetrical push. Fan, here's the asymmetry. We turn it up and give it a little angle. Let's call that, I'm not sure how many degrees that is, but fan, pull and twist. See how there's the minimum contact with the wedging table. Every time I pull it up, there's minimum contact. Not like this, not laying partly down, but as little of the clay as possible onto the wedging table. Down and in, fan, pull. Fan, pull, fan, pull, fan, pull. Okay, that's the slow motion. And then when you get into a rhythm. Now I automatically cross my fingers. We'll see this as we get onto the wheel, that it's great to turn your hands into a tool. What we're doing is we're becoming stable. We create a tool always out of our hands, where the hands connect to each other, the arms connect to our body, and we become a tool. And it's the same thing here. My fingers cross, so my hands are in communication with each other. So it becomes a little bit more of a dance as the rhythm of it. Once you get the feel of it, you don't have to think push, fan, pull, push, fan, pull. It just can happen. Push, fan, pull, push, fan, pull. Okay, so when you feel like it's been enough of that, we're gonna do the same exact thing. We're gonna roll it back while pressing in, and then give it a flat bottom. And again, the dominant hand side is always the top and the point is always the bottom. So that's about the shape I like to start with. It is wider than it is tall. It's not a ball, it's more like a muffin. It's like a flat-ish muffin.